And we welcome you here to Art Keller Field. Chris LoBosco here with you. So glad you could join us for this CCIW network broadcast of the Carthage College Firebirds versus the Aurora University Spartans. So glad you can be here with us today. A 1-2 record for the Spartans. The Firebirds with a 2-1 record had a tough 8-9 loss the other day, and that's how they find themselves at 2-1 on the season, losing to University of Wisconsin Lacrosse in that one on the 28th. So, few days here since their last game. Bit of practice that they get in here before this one starts out, and some better weather than what we had at the end of February. Not by much, but at least enough where I think if you're a player in this game, you probably are just happy that the that it's like not 20 degrees, it's about 55, maybe 60. As you can see, the stats so far for Carthage this year: 10 goals that they have been scoring, giving up 8. So some close games that they've played in so far. Their shot percentage, not bad. Not too bad of a save percentage as well. The one thing I think that they will want to try and do, though, is maybe have a little bit less in that turnover margin. Cause 10 turnovers per game isn't too bad, too. So plenty of work moving forward. As for the other side, for Aurora, they have the 1-2 record. They have been on the wrong side of some bigger scores. We lost to both Hope and Carroll, 14-4 and 17 or 14-7 in their two losses. As you can see, they've been scoring about 8 goals per game, but giving up 12. Decent shot percentage and save percentage as well, but they have been significantly higher in the turnover margin, as you can see, with 28. So one thing that the Firebirds will want to do, they've been causing a lot of turnovers. This is another game, this is another team where you will want to try and do that as well, as they get ready to try and move to 3-1 on the season. As for these Firebirds, some good games so far from Piper Lefevre. Already has 8 goals on the season. You can see the women's lacrosse poll. Carthage right now second in that. Carroll at the top as far as what the preseason coaches poll the thoughts are. So want to get another big out-of-conference win here if you can before you get started in that CCIW play. Illinois Wesleyan in third, Augustana, North Central, and then Elmhurst rounds out the bottom for Elmhurst. That's sort of the opposite of what it is on the men's side. They are number 1 in the preseason poll for the men's side, so a little bit different there. And for the Firebirds, a lot of returning players that can make a big difference here. Obviously, Piper Lefevre, who I had mentioned as well, sort of leading the way for this team. So she will be somebody that we are going to definitely keep an eye on as this one goes. The senior from Crystal Lake, the Prairie Ridge High School graduate, has been a vital part of this team for multiple seasons. Needs to be that way here as things move forward. About a minute left here till they start to announce starters and do the national anthem. I think when you look at it in the beginning of a season, for any team in lacrosse, it's always about sort of building out your offense and defense, making sure that you're running your systems properly, that you can continue building on whatever you've been doing offensively and defensively in the games prior and build upon those things, solidify them. Clears, obviously, one of the most important parts, along with your rides, making sure that whatever sort of ride you're doing, whether you're doing a full 10-man ride or zero rides, whatever sort of ride you're doing, that you're effectively doing those properly and just managing to attack whatever sort of clear that you're trying to do and attack the ride that you're seeing from the opposing team properly. But we'll step aside as they are about to announce starters here in just a few.
Good afternoon, fans, and welcome to Art Keller Field, between the visiting Aurora Spartans and your Carthage College Firebirds. Let's meet today's starting lineups first for the visiting Spartans. At midfield, number 1, Nicolina Smith. At defense, number 8, Isabella Ross. At attack, number 9, Eva Tott. At midfield, number 10, Ava Courtney. At attack, number 13, Julie Sass. At defense, number 16, Sarah Brown. At defense, number 21, Lilia Cruz. At attack, number 22, Amelia Bell. At defense, number 24, Maddie Lee. At defense, number 25, Allie Pope. At defense, number 33, Mackenzie Wilson. And in goal, number 42, Megan Ginty. The head coach of the Spartans is Christina Fried. Coach Fried is assisted by Allie Graham and Danielle Cobbert.
I don't even know what she said, cause she formed. It's formed. And she got it done. Like the way she formed. And she gon' perform it. Look the same in morning. She don't stop, keep going. I don't even know what she said, but this what I hear in my head.
And now let's meet your Carthage College Firebirds. At attack, number 2, Shannon Heitschmidt. At attack, number 3, Augie Claridge. At attack, number 4, Rosie Nolan. At defense, number 5, Hannah Kim. At defense, number 7, Sophia Winterkorn. At attack, number 8, Kylie Higgins. At midfield, number 13, Caitlin Goff. At defense, number 15, Denise Gehring. At defense, number 16, Taylor Ruff. At defense, number 18, Isabella Kuieva. At attack, number 19, Piper Lefevre. And in goal, number 44, Sochi Del Vera. The head coach of the Firebirds is Manny Burney. Coach Burney is assisted by Alessandra Almendares. Fans, at this time, we ask that you please rise if you are able and remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
It's just about time here for the opening draw between the Carthage College Firebirds and the Aurora Spartans. Chris LoBosco here with you today as we get ready for the opening draw between these two teams at Art Keller Field. A bit of a colder one today, but still way better than anything that we've seen so far in the season. It says about 50 degrees right now, according to my phone, 49, and windy is the big thing here. Wind, though, not as bad as some of the cold wind that some of the games were earlier on. At least when you're running around, you're probably not going to be, your eyes aren't going to be watering. As you can see, the starting lineup there for this Aurora Spartans visiting team, as Nicolina Smith will be playing the attack. As looking at the draw, it will be Piper Lefevre for the Firebirds, and for the Spartans, I believe I just saw that was Julie Sass, the freshman from Lockport. Looks to be the one taking the face off here. So those will be your two in that opening circle draw at midfield. Firebirds in their red jerseys with the white numbers. Aurora with the blue jerseys, white numbers, and it looks like almost everybody on the team has the white shoulder, or the long sleeves on that are all white as well. I think officials are just making sure everything's set up properly. Looks like we have some lacrosse balls on the field, so whoever is setting up the lacrosse balls to start the game, they unfortunately put them in the wrong spot. So I think the official was just making sure that the proper line is where those lacrosse balls were. They're on the yellow line, which unfortunately makes them difficult to see for those lacrosse balls too, as the lacrosse balls today are yellow. Gets set up now, opening draw, coming over to the near side, and the ground ball picked up by Heitschmidt, as that will start things off for the Firebirds here on the offensive end. They will get set up on their offense, pass that one to Rosie Nolan, who takes it down to X. Nolan, a little bit of pressure in down behind, has to be careful of that back line, ends up losing the ball. No call there, so now that'll be a turnover for the Spartans, and now they will look to try and clear. So not exactly the start you would like after a nice draw win to Heitschmidt by Lefevre. You don't really get your offense set up, and now they do have Ava Courtney come onto the field as they are able to successfully clear here. Now they have a chance to get set up, as Ava Courtney with the left-handed pass sends this one over to the far side, and they work this one around the horn. Pass back up top over to the far side, and that pass off the mark for Nicolina Smith ends up on a ground ball picked up, and then a whistle after it was picked up by Smith. And that looks like this might be an opportunity from the 8-meter fan, so a great start potentially here for the Spartans as Smith in, and that one high over the net. They're going to call that one. Oh, they're going to say that the Spartans were closest, so they will keep the possession here. 43 seconds left on the shot clock. As they work this one back around up top, looking to dodge from up top again. Defense right there to keep that player from getting inside. I believe that was Sass with it. Passing it back over to the near side. They now work this one down to X and look to attack there. Have a player on the crease, maybe going to try the pass there. Instead, good check in behind by Lefevre. We'll get that ball back. Actually, I take that back. That's 15. That's Denise Gehring. She makes the pass up to the near side to Heitschmidt. So quick clear, and now onto the offensive end for the Firebirds. So good defense leading back to the offense here. Still no score this first quarter, as they will get set up offensively. This one around up top towards Hannah Kim. Kim now in towards the middle, as maybe O'Brien with a shot there. Instead, will hold on to it. Now make the pass off to the near side. That was Claridge looking inside for a shot that goes over the net from Nolan. So not a bad opportunity, but going with these high-to-high shots, I think just try and get something low you'd like to see here on one of these. As now they go for the re-dodge up top. It was O'Brien. She passes this one back down low. They work it back over to the far side. Looking back up top for Claridge, potentially, as she's waiting for the pass there. But that side dodge, looking, nothing there for Higgins. And she sends this one back around. Now they'll get that dodge from up top, and that one I think hit off of the goalie in Megan Ginty. As that one ends up out of play, but it'll still be possession for the Firebirds. They also got a refresh on that shot clock, so up to 50 seconds now. Heitschmidt rolling away from pressure, giving that ball off. Now they look to go up top. Good catch from Claridge to make sure they keep that. Fakes around one, getting towards the inside, and now we'll just back away from the pressure. Looking at the cutter and Lefevre. Don't throw the pass to her, but we have a whistle here. To see what the call is from the official. Might have been in the sphere, so it looks like it's going to be, I think that's the signal that I saw the official give. So this should be a restart from the top of the 8-meter fan, it looks like. So it's going to be kind of on that far side, just away from the middle. I believe that's O'Brien with it, takes the shot, and it goes wide. So not a bad opportunity for Kelsey O'Brien, the freshman from Oak Park. But they are not able to convert. So now the clear attempt here by the Spartans, as they get that one at least onto their offensive half. But good ride allows for the Firebirds to take this ball back. Pass onto the far side for Kaylee Higgins. Higgins gets to the midfield line and now crosses over. Has a couple of players coming to her. Finds one of those players coming on in Taylor Ruff. Ruff will run this one down. Take it down below the net. See if she passes it off here. She does. Gives it off to Rosie Nolan. So now they'll be able to restart their offense here. So some decent possessions here so far for the Firebirds. Just need to have something to show for it. Now looking for that dodge, and then off of it, Piper Lefevre, the shot. Just didn't think she should have tried more for that far post. Put it right into the place where Megan Ginty was able to make the save. Made it an easier save for her than maybe you would like. So now the Spartans look to clear. Pass to the near side. 10:21 left to go here in quarter number one. As away from pressure goes Isabella Ross, but another player comes in. Another successful ride. Augie Claridge with the ball now. Passing that one back in towards the middle for Nolan. It's out of the reach of her, and now it's a race to the ground ball picked up by the Spartans, and now they look to go back on their offensive end. Good stick check coming through from Hannah Kim. Frees the ball up for a moment. Ball goes out of play. This should be Firebirds' ball, so good defense by Kim. Not even allowing them the opportunity to get set up on their offensive end for the Spartans. They've been holding on to the ball for such a short time on these clears that I haven't even been able to see. I believe that was Ava Courtney, I believe, was the player who ended up having the ball there for the Spartans, who turned it over. But either way, it's Kelsey O'Brien looking to get inside on a dodge. Will pull it out, let her team get set up, but finds Piper Lefevre. Lefevre inside, shoots just wide of the net. And now that one back up top. Look to redodge there. Dodging in, shot. Good save by the goalie in Ginty, and the shot from O'Brien. As that one picked up once again by the Firebirds as they can reset the offense here. 56 seconds left on the shot clock. They've been putting shots on. Just need one of them to get into the net. Now to be Augie Claridge. She gets inside, shoots and scores! First goal of the game coming through from Augie Claridge as she was able to dodge through the defense of the Spartans and get the goal. So the offense right now of the Firebirds really feels like it's been moving the ball well, getting some good looks. The biggest problem for them so far is just a couple of them shot location and some of them just a little bit unlucky because you've had Megan Ginty playing a pretty good game. So Lefevre will get the assist there too on that one for the Firebirds. So Lefevre, the leading goal scorer on this team, leading points scorer on this team as well for Piper Lefevre. That's her 4th assist on the season. And that's one of our players to watch here too for this Firebirds team. Piper Lefevre, the senior who's got to lead the way from the midfield. Haven't really been dodging with her a lot so far. It's been a lot of off-ball movement from her, at least so far in the game. She's done a couple of dodges, but really they've been getting involved. The freshman in Kelsey O'Brien, who has been doing a bunch of the dodging. Also, Rosie Nolan, Augie Claridge. Heitschmidt is what we haven't heard a lot from her yet so far. So a lot of players that you can look to have get involved here on the offensive end. Ava Courtney with the ball here. I think we just had a whistle, though. Green card going on Shannon Heitschmidt. So Heitschmidt will go into the box here. See how long this ends up being. If I had to guess, a minute, but we will see in a moment once that gets up. I didn't see the official's call. I just saw the green card up in the air at the end. So it is 1 minute. Didn't see the penalty get up on the board yet, though. They did start the clock, though. So either way, opportunity here with a player up for the Spartans. Chance to try and tie this game. Amelia Bell passing that one over to the far side. Defense staying tight and compact inside that 12-meter fan. Most of the players basically with a foot on that 8-meter fan. As now there's the pass inside and goal. It's Ava Courtney who strikes for the Spartans, and that will release the player in Heitschmidt back onto the field. I believe that was Courtney was the one who scored. Some of those numbers are a bit small on the back there for the Spartans players. The numbers on the front are actually a lot easier to read. And it was number 10, Ava Courtney, who does get credited with the goal. So that ties things up at 1 with 7:44 left to go here in this first quarter. So Lefevre back to the midfield draw to try and win one here. And just looking at it right now for the side of the Firebirds, the goals that they have scored so far, they've only had 7 free position goals. So a lot of it just coming in the regular flow of the offense for the Firebirds. As Claridge with the ball here finds O'Brien, who's onto the field as she kind of waits to get set up. Pass this one over to the near side, now to Lefevre. Lefevre back over on the dodge opportunity for Claridge, gives it to Lefevre instead. Multiple players coming out to her. Looks like they've gone to a zone for the Spartans. So now they go to the skip pass as there. Oh, if she probably takes a shot there for O'Brien, she has an opportunity to score. I don't even think she needed to dodge. She was in a pretty good place to shoot. Instead, tried to get a little bit of extra room. She will come off the field as they will make the substitution there for the ride. This pass over to the far side. Good defense makes it difficult to get that pass through. I believe that's Kuyeva on the far side fighting for that ball. As that one right near the midfield line, eventually picked up by the Firebirds. So fresh shot clock for them. Good job by Kaylee Higgins to come in there and help out. They will move on to the offensive end now with 6:25 left to go here in this first quarter. Almost a fast break opportunity, maybe, if they looked, but that's okay. Get your offense set up. Get your offensive players out there for the Firebirds. As O'Brien passes it back over to Claridge. Claridge dodging in. Weaves past one. Looking for that pass inside. Looks like it was off the mark. Maybe a stick got in the way. As they will now have this one back. Will the Spartans, as they turn it over, is there the shot? Fake high, go low from Shannon Heitschmidt as she makes it a 2-1 game for the Firebirds. Again on a ride, causing a turnover, causes a goal. Been getting a lot of these turnovers on the rides, just haven't led to too many goals just yet, but that one was able to lead to a goal. It looks like we're going to have our first timeout of the game as well. So it'll be timeout taken by the Spartans. And I think if you are the Firebirds here, and we'll stay here for this first timeout, I think if you look at it for the side of the Firebirds, you're getting what you want on the offensive end. You're doing a fantastic job on the ride. Everything seems to be going your way. The only problem is you're not scoring as many goals as you would like. That's really the only problem that you see that they're having so far in this game, just with how things have gone so far. And by the way, apply to Carthage and take the next step in your educational journey with Carthage College. The admissions process is simple. Whether you're an undergraduate, transfer, graduate, or international student, visit carthage.edu/apply for details or contact our admissions team at 800-351-4058 or admissions@carthage.edu. We look forward to welcoming you to the Firebird family. Give Augie Claridge an assist, too, on that last goal, as she was the one who picked up the ground ball and then passed it off to Heitschmidt, who had the opportunity. So I think if you're head coach Maddie Burney, you're probably just telling your team, keep attacking, maybe change the shot selection a little bit of where they're shooting at the goal, make it a little bit more difficult on this goalie, start going a little bit more on the offside, off-stick side. They've been going a lot stick side for some of the shots. Just make it a little bit difficult, and we had a violation on the draw, I believe, so that's why it's Firebird's ball. This Hannah Kim, over on that far sideline, runs that one forward. Offense will look to get set up here, make a couple substitutions. O'Brien back onto the field. They do that offensive and defensive subs when they can. Lefevre over to O'Brien. Kelsey O'Brien looking to dodge in. Weaves around one, looking for the pass on the crease. They had the player there. This is going to be a turnover, though. I think that was Rosie Nolan, who was just out of her reach. Actually, I take that back. That was Hannah Kim who was the one they were looking for. As that pass over to the near side gets to Ava Courtney, the goal scorer right now for the Spartans, passes that one ahead. Good defense by Kim, and Winterkorn knocks the ball free, but it's still held onto by the Spartans. And now they'll settle in defensively. Pressure being put on by Winterkorn. As they get this back over to Ava Courtney. Spins into pressure. Ball comes out, but I think they are going to make a call here for a free position opportunity over on that far side. So Ava Courtney, a chance here to tie this game up from the 8-meter fan. See what the lefty can do. Just winds up, shoots. Oh, a bouncer goal. That's a tough one for Suchi to stop. That was a tough one. Good goal, though, from the Spartans. Ties this game up 2-2. Both goals coming from Ava Courtney. So looking at it for the Spartans on the year, she was third in points with her 2 goals here today. That moves her to 7. 7 goals, no assists for her on the season so far. That puts her right behind Nicolina Smith, who is the leading point scorer for the team with 8. So right now, the goal seems to be stopping Ava Courtney. She has been, how their offense has been going for the Spartans. As I believe that is O'Brien in there to take the draw. That one won over to the Spartans as it's Nicolina Smith. Smith getting triple teamed here. Player from behind. Good check from Claridge. Frees it up with her stick check. And now O'Brien pass back over to Claridge. Claridge trying to get around one. Now it's her getting towards the net. Lost the ball from the stick check from the trailer. And that ball's back on the ground and the Spartans have it. Maybe should have just pulled that one out, but I'm not upset with her trying to maybe create an offensive opportunity there, drawing the defense to her. Just didn't keep that stick protected enough from the trailer behind her, and that's why that ball came free. Amelia Bell running this one down. Pass over to the near side, over to Eva Tott. Tott, good defense, gets the ball away from her, and it's picked up, and now it'll be Gehring on the near side as she passes that one away. But great defense from Gehring to start this clear for the Firebirds. She gives this off to Taylor Ruff, and now Ruff will run through the midfield. Has a player wide open on the far side. Good go-ahead pass to her. Seeing the open player and making the pass there. Looks like that's Higgins who has that one on the far side. She's going to slow things down here for the Firebirds with 2:40 left to go here in this first quarter. They work this one around. 58 seconds left on the shot clock, so still plenty of time too. Schmidt with the ball now, has a player right on her, spins away from pressure, passes this one in behind to Claridge. Back up top here to Claridge. Excuse me, that was Kim in behind. So now it's Claridge. Getting that one back is her and Heichman just playing a little bit of two-player game. As now there, the shot low, good save by the goalie in Megan Ginty. It'll start the clear. Quick pass over to the near side. As that one bouncing off the mark, but that one hit down in by Winterkorn over to Heitschmidt. As Heitschmidt now has the possession back. Fresh shot clock here to work with too. She spins away from pressure. She comes outside right. Looking for a place to go with the ball, taking this one towards the bottom right corner. Her pass lost it there. And that will be a turnover. Spartans ball. Still tied up 2-2 here in quarter number 1. So the clear here by the Spartans. Good defense. Staying with her player was Caitlin Goff, knocking that one away. Picks up the ground ball now. And we're getting a call here from the official. I think we might have, trying to see the color of the card. Yellow card. See who it's on. It looks like it'll be on Kara Middleton. Didn't see what she did to get that call, but prime opportunity now for the Firebirds to take a lead in this game once again. So 1 minute yellow card. Piper Lefevre with the ball. He worked this one back in behind over to Shannon Heitschmidt. See how they decide to attack here with that player in the box. Give it to Lefevre. She gets inside. As she shoots, she just didn't get anything on it. Might have gotten it checked out of her stick as she was about to shoot. As that will be turnover. And now they will try and clear this one. Have the extra player advantage, though, if you are the Firebirds. So got to try and double team that ball. You can see the red jerseys flowing to the ball. As driving in is Ava Courtney as she gets her stick checked from the trailer. And now it's picked up again by the Firebirds. Good pass up ahead to Kaylee Higgins. Higgins on the far side running this one down. They still got about 6 seconds left of that player with the yellow card. So not enough time to really get anything going, but you can still get your offense set up. Rosie Nolan, pass over to Kim. Hannah Kim, pass over to the far side. 5 seconds left. Looks like they're just going to hold on here for that hold of the possession at the quarter. So after one, it's a tie game, 2-2. Firebirds right now, again, a lot of shots have been in their favor so far. If we look at the shots, it's 11-3 after our first quarter. Shots on goal, 7 for the Firebirds as to 1 for the Spartans. Well, I think that should probably be 2 since they have 2 goals. Either way, they've had 1 extra free position opportunity as well for the Spartans. The clears right now, so there have been 11 clears already for the Spartans. They have only been successful on 6 of them. That's how good the ride has been from the Firebirds. They have been putting a ton of pressure on the Spartans team on the clears. The big thing, though, right now is they've caused a bunch of turnovers as well for the Firebirds. 9 of them, 10 turnovers total. But the Firebirds have 6 turnovers in this game already. And I think we talked in the beginning about how one of the things that the Firebirds have done pretty well, and they would still probably want to get the number down more, is the turnovers that they've had. So their turnovers that they've had is 43 total in their 3 games. So not too bad of a total, but they're almost halfway to what they've been averaging in a game. So need to have a little bit better of the control, especially on the offensive end, so they can create even more opportunities. I don't think they're going to be too unhappy with some of their turnovers, but it's always a number you want to get down if you can. So second quarter will be starting here in just a moment. I think defensively, though, that might be the area, too, where you want to talk a little bit more, is you have been dominating time of possession, and yet they still have 2 goals, even though they've had such little time with the ball compared to you. So that would be the other thing that maybe you talk about as well, is just making sure when we do get set up defensively that we're not allowing these opportunities for Ava Courtney, who's sort of been leading the way offensively for the Spartans. Team switch sides here, so the Firebirds will now go left to right offensively, and now it'll be right to left for the Spartans. And again, since they held onto the ball at the buzzer for the first quarter, they will have the possession to start here for the Firebirds. Looks like it's going to be Kaylee Higgins making that quick pass over to O'Brien. And now they go to Lefevre. Lefevre. Pass to the near side to Hannah Kim. Back over to O'Brien. O'Brien right into the middle, shot! And that one, I think, hit post. As that ball came out far, that was a prime opportunity. I think that was Rosie Nolan in the middle who had the opportunity. And now the shot and goal from Claridge, but the whistle came right beforehand. So we'll see. They're going to confer about what to do here, because the whistle was right as the shot was going. I think, unfortunately for the Firebirds, this is going to be probably no goal. It should be a goal. I think the whistle was blown prematurely. So we will see what they decide to do. This might be a free position opportunity, though. So they are explaining to the women on both teams what it is. So it will be free position opportunity from the 8-meter fan. On the far side there, so Augie Claridge still a chance here to score as we wait for the reset and the whistle. So Claridge goes in and scores! Makes it not matter that the whistle was blown early. Augie Claridge with a goal. So great offensive possession from the Firebirds here to start off this second quarter. So 3-2 for the Firebirds. A great possession. Just finding the open player, letting her go to work. There's definitely ways to attack this defense of the Spartans. They've been finding a few of them. Just have to continue to find those opportunities. As in the face-off, or in the draw there was, I believe that was Reggie Ross for the Firebirds. And that one will be one over to the near side. Picking up that ground ball was number 13 in Goff, who gives that off over to Higgins. Higgins. Always easy to tell that where she is on the field. She's got those, like, lime green, I guess would be the color, or seafoam green shoes that she has. I like those cleats. I like it. Makes it easy to tell where she is on the field, too, as they work this ball around. As they look for the skip pass to the near side. Oh, I thought maybe Hannah Kim was going to take the shot. As there... Oh. Contact to the head, it looks like, so she's going to get the free position opportunity. Will Hannah Kim. There goes the restart. Kim with the shot, save made by Megan Ginty. She tried to go over the top of her, but Ginty was ready for that one and made the save. Pass in towards the middle of the field. Good ride by Kim. Make sure that they keep this one to the near side. The pass goes to Higgins. Higgins slowing things right now As now it's Hannah Kim with it once again. Pass that one over to the far side. Looks like they're dropping into that zone again. We've been seeing they're doing some zone play here from the Spartans as this gets up to Lefevre. Lefevre faking the shot, looking for an outlet, holds onto it here. Pass back in behind. Give and go. Shot and save made right into the stick again for Ginty. As I believe that was Claridge. Nope, sorry, that was Heitschmidt on that shot. So the senior from Marist just not able to finish. It's a good job blocking it and keeping the ball here was Alyssa Temples. Temple was back to her goalie, who's slowly just walking this one up. The only thing about a slow clear like that is you take off a lot more of the time that your offense has. As that pass on the far side off the mark should be Firebird's ball, and it is. So that one will get picked up by Denise Gehring, as Gehring will pass that one up along the far sideline. Augie Claridge in towards the middle. It looks like that was Ross. She backs away from pressure as they will get set up here. Kim, now they switch back to a more man-style offense for a second there. Looks like they will play man here. As Kim makes the pass off to Lefevre. Lefevre back over to the far side. Ross dodging inside, spinning away from pressure, lost the ball, and now it's a fight for the ground ball. Gets picked up by Allie Pope, as Pope will look to clear it here, but ends up turning it over behind her own net, and it's back for the Firebirds. It's Claridge with it now. As Claridge, the pass to Lefevre. There on the crease, it's Heitschmidt wide open. They just never fully got back from when they were doing the clear for the Spartans. And another quick goal for the Firebirds makes it now 4-2. As long as the stick check is okay, it looks like it is. Goal for Shannon Heitschmidt. Just wide open in the middle. Not sure what got lost in communication there for the Spartans. But even though they had some players a little bit slow because of how far they had ran for the clear, there still should have been players that you have to stop, just like in any sport, especially if you think of it from basketball or anything like that. You always have to mark the person who is the most dangerous. So the person closest to the goal in this instant needs to be the person that's marked before anybody else. So just something that they'll just need to make sure they communicate better for the side of the Spartans as the Firebirds win another draw here. As they get to go to work on offense again. Claridge, nobody came to her, shoots, and that one hit off the post. Might have been the crossbar as that one's back on the turf, picked up again by Augie Claridge. She will pull away from pressure. Pass it back up to Piper Lefevre. Lefevre dodging in. Pass back over to Kim. Kim now rotating with this one side left. Back up top left. Rolls away from the pressure. Passes it to Lefevre. Lefevre going in. Draws a player to her. Pass over to the far side. Now in towards the middle. They were looking for Nolan. I believe that was Claridge on that far side. Actually, that was Reggie Ross, the sophomore from Lake Zurich. The freshman from Pinecrest Academy from Georgia. As Lefevre, far side. Oh, able to get that ball to herself almost was Claridge, but lost it. And now it'll be picked up. It'll be Ginty looking for that pass to the far side. Seeing the attacking player come with. Good job staying with the player. Was the defender on that far side. This time I believe it was Taylor Ruff who made that one happen. Gets over to Augie Claridge now. Claridge gets inside the 12-meter fan. Met from a player in behind. Wasn't expecting it. Looks like that was Julie Sass. As Sass will now run that one up the far sideline. Spartans maybe with an opportunity here. Hannah Kim, good on the ride. Gets the ball away from her. Whistle. I think they're going to call Kim for that one. I think maybe they'll get her for a green or a yellow card here. Green card for her. So they're going to say, I don't know if that was based on where her check was. So the senior from Aurora, Colorado, will have to sit in the box. Opportunity again for the Spartans. Last time there was a green card, they were able to take advantage of it. So a minute on the clock there for the green card. Oh, good defense. Reading the passing lane there, and now running up the near sideline is Taylor Ruff. There almost could have been a penalty there on the check that happened on Ruff from behind, is now getting double teamed as she has the ball was Claridge. Good pass away to relieve the pressure to Heitschmidt, and now they go back over to Rosie Nolan. And now they're, even though they're still a player up, they're not being aggressive here to try and get that ball back. For the Spartans, a bit of a mistake here defensively. You're up the player, and you're not being aggressive here at trying to take the ball back. You should be double teaming the ball at this point. You have the extra player. But the Firebirds will successfully just kill off the rest of this green card. And now Hannah Kim looks like will be just releasing for herself as she streaks back onto the field. Heitschmidt at X, been holding the ball there for a moment. Now they will start to set the offense up. A little bit of movement in the middle there, maybe just trying to spring a player free, but they pass it to Lefevre. Back over. And now coming from around the crease, in for the shot, but ready for it was Ginty. Reggie Ross, I like the idea of how she came around the crease, but again, it's shot location. High to high, stick side, too easy for the goalie. Got to at least make her move her stick, try to go offside. As the Spartans get it onto their offensive end. Almost lost the ball there, managed to hold on to the possession. They haven't had a lot of time on the offensive end. Have to make them pay here. You can get this back to a one-goal game if you can score. Pass up top. Ava Courtney gets around one. Lost the ball as she was going, and now the fight for the ground ball, and you just can't stop these Firebirds from getting the ball. O'Brien smartly keeping the stick out in front of her until she ran far enough away from anyone. Now spins away from pressure and passes this one over to Kaylee Higgins. Higgins always good at slowing things down here to allow the offense to get set up once she sees that there's nothing there to try and take advantage of while the players are coming onto the field. Piper Lefevre, top of the 12-meter fan, looking for that player that coming from behind, and Heitschmidt pass a little bit off, though, unfortunately. And now Lefevre will come off the field for a substitution. As onto the field will go Winterkorn. And while that's happening, the clear is going to be unsuccessful, it looks like, if that ball, well, doesn't have enough steam to go out of bounds, but the ground ball again, it's a red jersey beating two blue jerseys that were in the area to it. And now it's the Firebirds going back onto the offensive end. Wide open player in Heitschmidt finds the release valve to Ross on the outside. Or sorry, that's Higgins on the outside. As now it's Kim back over to Lefevre. Looks like they're going to attack with Lefevre on that top. Maybe Kim will be the one to dodge. As Hannah Kim, surveying, draws a player to herself. Now we'll give it off to Lefevre. Lefevre gets the pick from Kim. That will switch off the defenders. Good defense, keeps that to the outside, though. Now over for Higgins. Higgins surveying, looking in towards the middle. O'Brien just tried to push it towards the net. Couldn't really get a lot on it, but Megan Ginty's in the way, makes the save. Another clear, failed, another successful ride from the Firebirds. Really, it's just got to get the offense going. That's the only thing. They've gotten so many opportunities. You'd think they'd score on more of these as that one goes wide of the net on the shot from Claridge. You can almost feel the frustration up here in the booth for the players with all of the opportunities they're creating, and there on the steal from Claridge. She gets the goal. Stole that one out of the air on the pass. I think it was from the goalie. Didn't see Claridge, I guess. She just cut into that passing lane. Another successful ride, and this time it leads to a goal, which will make it 5-2 Firebirds. So good job here by the transition defense of the Firebirds, creating an opportunity for themselves. They've had a few of their goals be scored by being created off of their ride, causing a turnover, and then having a fast break or a odd player opportunity that has led to a goal. It has been a significant portion of their offense here today, and that's not to say that their offense is playing bad. It's just the shot selection, I think, is maybe the biggest thing so far. I think if Coach Maddie Burney, she has to be happy with how much they're outshooting the opposing team. The shots are 20-3 in favor of the Firebirds. A significant difference. You can feel the tilt as well. It feels like the field is tilted towards the offensive side for the Firebirds, and they win another draw just to put an exclamation point on that thought. O'Brien passing this one over to Kim. Working this one around. They get it to Lefevre. Lefevre side right. Passing it down bottom right. Looks like they might try to attack from there. Looking for some off-ball movement. Kim cuts through. Nothing there. So they will just pass this one back up top. Look like it's Claridge who will draw that player out. Dodge right past her. Inside! Top left corner! Rosie Nolan! And there, great work from the offense to create another goal. 6-2 now for the Firebirds. Great initial dodge. Creates the opportunity because of the help rotating. Allows for Rosie Nolan to be wide open. The player who's supposed to rotate is late to Nolan, so Nolan is wide open on the crease essentially. And even though it was stick side high because of the positioning of the goalie and Megan Ginty, she was more towards the middle of the crease. She wasn't able to get towards that right post fast enough to stop the goal. As a righty, though, that is the side where she should be able to have the highest percentage of chance of getting to the ball. So even though they score, it's still not the perfect shot selection. Obviously, any shot that scores is great. It counts. It doesn't matter. But I think if you look at the overall shot selection, that is still something that needs to be a point of emphasis for the Firebirds. And by the way, they've won another draw. They have been dominating in the draws. Only 2 draws have been won by the Spartans at this point in the game. Good dodge, getting away from pressure. Lefevre spins away, pass back outside. They've been really keying. One thing for sure is they have been keying on Piper Lefevre. They do not want to make Lefevre be the one to beat them. As O'Brien finds that player coming around. Go high, fake high, go low. Goal, Kaylee Higgins on the feed from the freshman and Kelsey O'Brien. And now the offense is starting to roll. You're starting to see the goals come through. It's going to be 7-2 in a moment here after the stick check. Stick check is good. That's a good goal for the Firebirds, as they've seen their lead balloon to 5 goals. 2:50 left to go here in this first half. So we'll see if they can win another draw and just keep the onslaught going for the Firebirds. Lefevre in there this time. Wins that one backwards over to Caitlin Goff. So another possession for the Firebirds, as they get this one over to the most recent goal scorer, Kaylee Higgins. Offense looking to get set up once again. Schmidt passing this one down low. A little bit of a stick check there. Still managing to maintain control was Rosie Nolan. So they work this to Hannah Kim. Kim to Lefevre, looking for the pass inside. O'Brien, the shot. She just couldn't get too much on it. I think a player got onto her stick there on her hands, so she never got a shot off. O'Brien was starting to go towards the sideline to get off the field, sees the ball, springs on it, and now makes the pass up to the near side. Tried to get it over to Higgins, but could not get the pass to her and turns it over. So freshman there, maybe not the most perfect pass. It was an open player, though, so you like where she was going. She's just got to make sure she gets a good pass over to Higgins, because that wasn't even, I don't know if maybe her stick got hit, might be why it wasn't. But now the offense starts to go for the Spartans, and as soon as the dodge happens from Ava Courtney, it's a turnover, and Hannah Kim sprinting down the near sideline has a player come to her, and she's getting bumped and pushed, and she falls. They are going to call a slash here. Hopefully Kim is okay. She's a little bit slow getting up there, but seems like she's all right. See if this is a yellow card. I think it might be. So Hannah Kim, a little bit slow to get up. And actually, sorry, that was Nicolina Smith. It was just the 1 on the back of the jersey. So that'll be a minute opportunity now. So it's a green card only. I think she's a little bit lucky it's only a green card because Hannah Kim went down pretty hard because of what she did. Hannah Kim okay, though. She's actually out there offensively. Hopefully they give her a breather, though. But she's running through. She's doing her offensive duties, and she's open over on that far side. O'Brien pulling the defense to her, looking for that player in the middle, and just couldn't get the one-timer over for Nolan. As there an opportunity, save made, comes back out now to Heitschmidt. So Heitschmidt here, 17 seconds left before the green card is over. O'Brien to the near side. Pass that one down low to Higgins. Higgins surveying. Have some players moving. Pass back behind the net over to the far side. Now to Lefevre. Gets inside. Shot and save made. Megan Ginty has just had Piper Lefevre's number, too. Any great opportunity she's gotten, the goalie has made the save. So that'll do it for the green card. It's back to even strength. But, oh, that pass. I thought she had the turnover there. Augie Claridge, she just didn't get her stick high enough. But, double team on the ball, and we get a call. Oh, that was the quarter. From my vantage point in the booth, it's sometimes hard to see the the scoreboard timer, and we have run out of time here in this first half. So it is a 7-2 lead for the Firebirds. They had themselves a great first half. We will take a timeout, and then we'll come back with some first half stats here on the CCIW Network. Halftime here at Carthage, as it is a 7-2 lead currently for the Firebirds over the Spartans of Aurora. Chris LoBosco here with you as we're just a couple of minutes away from the start of the second half. A great first half for the Firebirds, a particularly great second quarter that the Firebirds had, where they were trailing, well, never trailing, but they were tied and having trouble just getting a lead. After the first, tied 2-2, they get 5 goals unanswered in the second quarter. So looking at it right now, 7 goals to 2, 5 assists that they've had on those 7 goals as well for the Firebirds. They are out shooting the Spartans 25 to 3. 16 of those shots being on goal for the Firebirds too. They are now ahead in free position shots, 3-2. They have had significantly more ground balls, 21 as opposed to 8 for the Spartans. And here, the real significant difference in the game. 10 clears that they have been successful for the Spartans, but they have failed already, and that's out of 22 clears. So they have failed already on 12 clears in this game. They have been dominant, have the Firebirds been in the draw, winning 8 of those as opposed to 2 for the Spartans. They've only turned the ball over 12 times as opposed to the 22 turnovers that have come through from the Spartans. And of those 22 turnovers, 18 are turnovers that the Firebirds have caused, where there are 9 caused turnovers for the Spartans. So just dominant first half that you had come through for the Firebirds. And just looking at the goal scorers in this game, Augie Claridge leads all scorers with 5 points, 3 goals, 2 assists for her. And you have 2 goals coming through from Shannon Heitschmidt, a goal from Rosie Nolan, and a goal from Kaylee Higgins. And that's how you have your 7 here. 2 assists for Claridge, the 2 assists from Lefevre, and 1 from O'Brien. Lefevre and O'Brien, who have been doing a lot of the dodging and kind of initiating the offense, haven't been finding the back of the net yet. So we'll see if that changes as this game continues on. But overall, a very good start to this first half. And now see if they can extend this lead and get that running clock going, perhaps, for the Firebirds, as they have really dominated the offense here. This one went straight up into the air. Now it's a fight for the ground ball. Both teams looking to try and vie for control. And it's going to be another draw win, only the third one for the Spartans. And then I think we're going to get a call here on Heitschmidt, who was on the draw. I think they're going to call her cross-checking. So I think she's going to the box here. I think I saw the yellow card. So that'll be a minute penalty. Ava Courtney, a chance here to at least get this back to within 4. And they're going to put 2 minutes up on that one as well. So it's going to be an extended penalty on the cross check from Shannon Heitschmidt. So she's into the box for 2 minutes on the yellow. So now the clock starts to go as the defense gets set up, staying within that 8-meter fan range as they try to keep those players to the outside. As looking for that pass in towards the middle, they were looking for Ava Courtney. Good defense, though, doesn't allow that to happen. Sprinting along the near side, getting that one down onto the offensive end as Taylor Ruff takes a run here, but turns the ball over. Oh, good defense, knocks it out of the stick of the player in Sarah Brown. So that will be back over to the Firebirds. Minute 19 left here on the penalty. Piper Lefevre now takes a look behind her, make sure nobody is behind her, as they look to try and kill this one off. And we'll just play a little bit of keep away over on this near side. Take it down below goal line as that pass from Nolan. Almost player tried to cut it off, but it stays with the Firebirds. Hannah Kim now draws 2 players to her, makes that pass back. As now they almost almost looked like they were maybe going to try and attack here, but now they'll just pass it back up top to Lefevre. So just playing almost 4 corners with how they are passing this one, and Lefevre rolls away from the pressure on her. As they have killed off most of this penalty now, they turn it over behind the net, though. The pass was a little bit off. 24 seconds left to go. As now, something that has been a massive struggle for the Spartans has been the clear. We'll see if they can clear it here. Pass to the near side to even Taut. Taut, player in front of her, and Claridge. Claridge aggressive on the ride. As she moves down the near sideline, she's going towards that line, never steps out, and gets that one into the offensive end. Great job. That was Isabella Ross who finished that off. As now they turn it over as soon as they get it onto their offensive third. And now it's just about picking the ball up, bounces away. Nicolina Smith almost getting the possession, but instead, coming out with it on the near side was Heitschmidt. Heitschmidt, who is that player that was in the box, as she kind of puts her palms to the sky, as she just got a lot of contact to her. But now, it's Kaylee Higgins. Higgins slowing things down. They finally get to set up offensively here. Hannah Kim, pass to the near side. They get this one to Lefevre. A little bit off on the pass, though, from Ross. Lefevre now going back to Ross. Ross looking to dodge in. Gets around one player, spins towards some traffic, so we'll pass it off to Lefevre. Lefevre tried to spin away from one player, lost it out of her stick. It's a little bit of help to get that one back with Ross's help. 42 seconds left here on the shot clock. Looking for that pass in the middle for Nolan, and I just think it was either a bad pass or just off, tipped off of a stick. So not the best offensive possession. They've had such great possessions for the Firebirds. It's probably one of the worst ones we've seen here today, where they just don't get a whole heck of a lot out of it. They do take some time off of the clock with 11:06 left to go. Pass to the near side to Sarah Brown. Into the middle, stolen away. Ross is there to take it back for the Firebirds. That pass was just off the mark, though. I wouldn't say that was a successful ride from the Firebirds, more so just a errant pass this time. So self-inflicted wounds are not going to help the Spartans come back in this one, but for the Firebirds, get things right on the offensive end. Didn't have the best possession last time. Now see what they can do. Piper Lefevre drawing the defense towards her, passing it off to the far side to Claridge, now back to the near side, dodging in, shot and goal! Claridge from Ross gets the goal, makes it now 8-2 Firebirds. Of course, just got to make sure the stick is okay. And another goal comes through for Augie Claridge. That is goal number 4 for Augie Claridge. She leads all scorers in that category. Has the 2 assists as well. So that's 6 points for Augie Claridge in this game. Claridge coming into the day had 7 points. That puts her ahead of Piper Lefevre even with her 2. Actually, sorry, that will tie her with Lefevre's 2. So there are now 2 players with 13 points on the Firebirds. Draw 1 to Lilia Cruz. This Cruz will go away from pressure as the Spartans win another draw. So something that they were having trouble with in the first half, they've won a few draws here to give themselves a couple more possessions. Still have to get set up on the offensive end, though, and an errant pass like that won't help. So another turnover here as Taylor Ruff makes the pass over to the far side. Look to maybe make that pass in towards the middle, but fakes it instead. And then having it for a second was Goff out of her stick, but she manages to keep the possession off the ground and make the pass to the near side to Claridge. Claridge, oh, I thought she was going to go. There was nobody in the middle if she would have went. But instead, slows things down. Nothing wrong with that either. Sometimes you just got to pull the trigger, though, when you get those opportunities, is the only thing. Ross to Lefevre. Lefevre to the 8-meter fan. Lost it out of her stick. I think she just mishandled it. Didn't look like it was much from the pressure, but good defense on the back check. Gets that ball back for the Firebirds. So they get to keep their offensive possession. They get a fresh shot clock out of it, too. Now it will be Reggie Ross. Ross, surveying, takes this one to the near side over to Augie Claridge. Claridge now up at the point, spins away from pressure to the near side, back over to Ross. Ross looking for that pass over, a little bit off the mark, comes back to Ross now. As Ross, stick handling in front of a player, but it gets checked away from her, and now back onto the offensive end for the Spartans. Pass in towards the middle. The defenders were right there on those attack players who were up near the midline. Force this into a ground ball that the Spartans have to try and win. As that ball rolls, and it's going to be a whistle before it went out of bounds, so it's going to be Firebirds' ball. As they get this one onto their offensive end quickly, and it's Claridge passing it to O'Brien. Oh, a player coming on. Almost got that one from behind, but O'Brien able to keep her stick away from that player. Felt the pressure from behind. I don't know how. And managed to hold on to it. Might have had somebody shout out to her and let her know that there was that player coming. Oh, Lefevre went on the cut. Just a little bit not seeing that pass, unfortunately, as now it's Hannah Kim on the near side. Pass back up to O'Brien. Kelsey O'Brien passing that one over to the far side for Higgins. Higgins lost the ball, but away from pressure, and we got a call here. I think we're going to have in the sphere. I think that was the call I just saw, so it looks like it'll be a free position opportunity for Kaylee Higgins from that 8-meter fan. Higgins in and shoots and scores. Another goal for the Firebirds, and it's Kaylee Higgins this time, looking to make it 9-2. Took a second for the official to get to the stick. Stick's good. Goal is good. They will look, again, they go for those quick restarts now after goals. So I have to get to that mid-line quickly. You only have, I think it's 30 seconds. So the Firebirds, 7:01 left here in this third quarter, have gotten their lead up to 7. Just waiting for the draw here. I believe that is O'Brien in there for the Firebirds now, so she will take the draw. The freshman from Oak Park, went to Oak Park River Forest High School. Pretty good day for her so far. Few assists. Been involved offensively. Loses the draw there. So now it'll be the Spartans going on to the offensive end. Look to work that one back to X. Good defense, though, as now it's a fight for the ground ball. Player lost her stick in Kuyeva, but looks like hopefully she's okay there. Looks like she's limping a little bit. Hope she's all right. I think she's going to the sideline here. See if they get a timeout or anything, but of course got to let Claridge go first, see if she creates an opportunity. No, she's able to hurry off a little bit as Kuyeva, so she's at least able to get off on her own power is the important part. Looks like Reggie Ross will go in on the defensive side. So she's going to get looked at here. Keep you updated and see how she's doing. Looks like she's okay. Just kind of don't know if she got the wind knocked out of her maybe, or if it was something with her leg. Either way, Piper Lefevre passing this one back in behind. Now they go cross field, but there was a player who cut in front, so good defensive play. Gets the ball back for the Spartans. As good job riding by Piper Lefevre, as there was her there was Heitschmidt there, and a third player as well. I think it was Rosie Nolan were all there on that ride. So another unsuccessful clear coming through from the Spartans. Piper Lefevre looking to dodge, gets inside, finds that player in the middle, goes wide from Nolan. Good opportunity created, though, off the dodge from Lefevre. Pass back up to Claridge. Claridge now draws few players to her, passes it back side right over to Heitschmidt, takes this one down towards bottom right, back up top right for Claridge. Claridge to dodge again, gets in towards the middle, takes the shot, and that one off the mark. As now it will be possession for the Spartans. Rolling away from pressure there was Ross, as now they will reverse field to the other side to try and clear this one. And it looks like Kuyeva is okay. Maybe just going to take a little bit of time on that sideline, make sure she's all right. I'll let you know if we see her get subbed back in at some point too. As in behind at X, the Spartans hold the possession here, but can't get set up offensively. Good defensive play from Denise Gehring. The defender from Heartland, Wisconsin creates another turnover. Pass over, it gets to Winterkorn. Winterkorn down the near sideline, back onto the offensive end for the Firebirds. Oh, that pass from Winterkorn a little bit off the mark to Augie Claridge. So they will have to ride once again here, will the Firebirds. Playing a little bit off this time. Try to go for a more of a zero ride. They're usually more aggressive than that. But even though the clear was successful, they get it back once it gets onto the offensive end. Trying to get around one player was Goff. Lost it out of her stick. Ava Courtney looking to pick it up there, but can't get it away from O'Brien. O'Brien running down the near sideline. Never stepped out of bounds as she lost the ball before her foot hit, and then she picked it up after she was back in bounds. Getting inside, trying to get a shot off was Claridge. She goes down to the turf. No call, as they will come back to the near side, will the Spartans. Pass in towards the middle. They get that one to Middleton. Middleton lost it out of her stick. Again, aggressive play from Goff helps free that one up. Middle of the field, Firebirds fight for possession of the ball, and it's finally picked up off the ground by Kim. Found her way in there to get that ground ball, and now she gets it off to Augie Claridge. And timeout taken by the Firebirds with 2:38 left to go here in the third quarter. Probably just want to discuss what do you want to do here on this possession. Even though you're well in control of the game, it's not like the offense has been super clean today. So get a clean possession here. Try and make this a 10-2 game is what the Firebirds want to do. And it looks like, as far as defensively, it looks like Kuyeva will be going back in, is my guess. Looks like she's ready to go back. So good to see her doing okay. We'll see if she does go back in. She put back on. Yeah, I think she's ready now. So 9-2. The lead right now for the Firebirds is. It is. For over a century, the Badger Bus has provided safe and reliable transportation between Wisconsin and Minnesota. Whether for work, school, or a big game, Badger Bus ensures comfortable travel with daily routes, charter services, onboard Wi-Fi, and professional drivers. Experience why generations trust the red and white buses. Learn more at badgerbus.com and book your next trip today. But yeah, looking at it right now for the Firebirds, try and get an offensive opportunity, try and score. The shot clock is under the amount of time that's left on the game clock, but you can take off a decent amount of time here in this third quarter. So can try to do that at the very least for the Firebirds. want to continue to extend that lead. 7-goal lead in Lacrosse, not safe, technically. I think with how well they've been doing on the ride, I don't think you have that much of a worry if you're the Firebirds, but still, want to make sure you have another good possession here offensively. It's early on in your season. You want to build that foundation for later on in the year. This is a team that in the polls for the CCIW was second. They want to try and make those polls incorrect and be at the top of that list. O'Brien inside, left-handed shot, and she scores! Couldn't tell if that was a Canadian left-handed or not from O'Brien, but a great goal from her regardless. Does the face dodge to the left and then takes the shot. Just couldn't tell if she had switched her hands or if she kept it Canadian style from the right side and then just kind of did the Canadian shot. But either way, 10-2 as the freshman O'Brien gets herself a goal in this game. That'll be her 6th goal on the season for O'Brien. She has 8 points now. As one of the top scorers on this team. Now she'll be in the face-off, or in for the draw, as that one. I think we had a violation on the draw. And they're going to call that on the Firebirds. So Spartans ball. As Mackenzie Wilson picks the ball up, runs it over to the far side. As this one passed up top to Ava Courtney. Has the only 2 goals for the Spartans in this game. Pass over to the far side. That one was held on to for a moment from Wilson. Comes out of her stick. Picked up by the defense. Caitlin Goff running now through the middle of the field. Has to be careful of some trailers behind her. Makes the pass to the near side to Heitschmidt. Avoids a player there. Heitschmidt on the run. Might have a fast break opportunity, but Heitschmidt will instead pull this one to the near corner. Slow things down. 1:30 left to go here in this quarter. Not quite enough time on the clock here to hold for the 4th quarter possession, but enough time to get a shot off and waste enough time where there won't be much time for the offense of the Spartans, whether you score or whether you fail on your offensive possession here. Ross pulling players to her, now passing it down in behind the net. Rolling away from pressure, coming around. Now getting inside for the shot. I believe that was Katie Burney. As that one will get picked up by the Spartans. I think it was tough to tell from my angle. That ball can get lost sometimes with the red there and the yellow. So either way, I know it wasn't in the back of the net, but the freshman in Burney from River Forest just not able to get the goal. Is another turnover, this time on their offensive end. As now it'll be Gehring down the near side. Passing this one up ahead to Winterkorn. Winterkorn running down the near sideline. Has 2 players coming to her. And she did step out of bounds. I couldn't tell if she did. But they say she did. So that'll be a turnover by the Firebirds. As they get this one up to Ava Courtney to do the Spartans. Courtney through the middle of the field. Multiple Spartans come to her. And that'll do it for quarter number 3. 10-2 the lead for the Firebirds. As they have been the dominant team here from the 2nd quarter on. Controlling play. The time of possession, if we were able to see that, would be heavily in favor of the Firebirds. By the way, it looks like Isabella Kuyeva is A-OK. I don't think she's gone back into the game yet, but also they haven't needed her in the game right now. So she can rest on the sideline, make sure she's 100%. You've got plenty more season left to play. You will have this game well in hand, especially with how you've been controlling the ball, controlling pace, controlling pretty much everything. So for the Firebirds, I think here, the key right now, try and grow that lead. Get always nice to have that 10-goal win. So 2 more goals, get that. I mean, the clock already runs pretty quickly, but make it where it just does not stop at all. Always a nice thing to have happen in a game. For the side of the Spartans, it's really just about trying to battle back a little bit here. This game probably is out of reach. Not saying you can't score 8 goals in a 15-minute quarter. You absolutely can. It is just a very tall task, and the one area where you really need to start from is the draw, and you've got to handle this aggressive defense that you're seeing from the Firebirds, and that has really been the thing that they haven't been able to handle. There's just been so much pressure that the Firebirds have been applying. It's made it really difficult. Give you a rundown, by the way, of our goal scorers in the game. 4 for Claridge, 2 for Heitschmidt, 2 for Higgins, 1 for Nolan, and 1 for O'Brien for the Firebirds. As for the Spartans, their 2 goals have come from Ava Courtney. So those are your goal scorers in this game so far. And Augie Claridge leads all scorers with 6 points as well. So possession here was in favor of the Spartans, but they lose it almost immediately as it's now Rosie Nolan, Shannon Heitschmidt, who has the ball. She'll run this one down in behind the nets, pass it over to the far side, as that's Nolan there, who tried to go quickly but turns it over. They haven't had too many possessions where they have something like that happen, where it's quick in the shot clock. So you can afford to have something like that happen, though, when you have the lead, the luxury of having a lead like the ones that the Firebirds have. And something you don't have the luxury of if you are the Spartans is to turn over on your clear when you're passing that one across the midfield line. So now it's back for the Firebirds, and they clear this ball effectively once again and get onto their offensive end. Katie Burney will take this one down towards the bottom right, slowing things down, allowing the offense to get set up. Back up top for Kelsey O'Brien, working this one around the near side. As they make this pass in towards the middle, shot and goal! It's Rosie Nolan. Also, Carly Young is out there too. Just wanted to point that out. As they get another goal, make this one 11-2 Firebirds. As Rosie Nolan, for her, that will be her second goal of the game. So after not the best possession on the previous one, the Firebirds come back with a fantastic offensive possession that leads to a goal. Also getting some other players involved is always nice here too. You've got the sophomore from Peoria and Carly Young out there. You've got Katie Burney out there as well. So getting some younger players some time here at the end of the game and still being effective is important to see. Not the deepest bench in the world for the Firebirds, but still plenty of opportunities for players to get in who maybe don't see quite as much time as the main players on this team. And some of these players will be important and pivotal players in years to come. So anytime you can get earlier on in your college career, the better. Another draw was lost by the Firebirds here, but the defense keeping that pressure on. Kuyeva, by the way, back out there, causes the turnover as she now will pick up a look for the one. There's one on the field. She'll just pick that one up. So Isabella Kuyeva passing that one over to the far side, and they will clear this ball once again. Try to ride out that player there, and I guess successfully doing so is what they said. Tough to tell from that far sideline whether that was in or out. They're going to say it was. I think that technically goes as a successful clear because they got it onto their offensive half. But I think that one in your mind as a coach and as a team is always to call that an unsuccessful clear, even though by definition of the rule it was. So now they've got to try and get this ball back for the Firebirds if they want to get this one to a 10-goal lead. 12:15 left to go here in this fourth quarter. Pressure on the player with the ball, makes an errant pass, and then the ground ball picked up by the Firebirds once again. Back onto their offensive end. Oop, a little bit of a mishandle while cradling, but it's okay, as Ari Solomon got that one back, as they will get set up. Sorry, that was Denise Gehring. That 5 kind of tucked up and looked like a 0 from the vantage point here. As the Firebirds go to work on the offensive end. Pass up top to Kim. Kim, pass over to the near side. Hit as she was passing it, but handled by O'Brien. O'Brien back over to Kim. Kim from the point. Pulls a player away. Rolls away from the pressure. Makes that pass over to Lefevre. Lefevre to the far side. Looking for that pass in towards the middle. Couple players there. And just wisely pulling away with it was Young. And then we have a whistle. Off ball. So it's going to be a free possession shot, I think, from up top. Yep, 8-meter fan on the far side for Carly Young. See what the sophomore can do here. As she goes in, and she lost it right as she was about to take the shot. And that one eventually works its way to the goalie and Megan Ginty. As Ginty will quickly pass this one out to her crease. Wide open player on that far side. So you can see they were going for more of that 0 ride. Keep that pressure all at the midfield line. Still have to get that across the midfield line for Ava Courtney. Courtney making that pass over to the near side, and it ends up out of play off of Sarah Brown. So now Rosie Nolan passing into hand to Kim. Kim, 2 players that she just weaves herself away from. She runs this one into the offensive end. Forces players to be drawn to her. Now work this one down in the bottom left corner. 75 seconds left on the shot clock, so a lot of time here. As Carly Young passes one to Lefevre. Lefevre lost the ball out of her stick on her cradle, but I think they're going to call her for her check from behind. Green card her as well, so she will go into the box for a minute. 10:02 left here in quarter number 4. As this pass over onto the far side will get across the midfield line. As they will have successfully cleared the ball once again for the Spartans. So Aurora right now want to have a good offensive possession, and I think they're going to, oh, we have another whistle. And another green card. This time it's on O'Brien. So Kelsey O'Brien goes. Might have been offsides, is my guess. So they need another player back. So now a really prime opportunity coming through for the Spartans. A chance to make this a 3-goal game. So Ava Courtney, the player right on her. Pass over to the near side. Keeping those players outside. And the defense able to stop anything from happening. And now on the near side, pass up to a wide open player and Katie Burney. Burney will take this one down behind the net. Still have about 8 seconds left on that first green card. So that first player will come off or go on here in 2-1. So they've got at least one player back. Now need one more. Then 17 seconds left on that other green card. As they pass this one up to Kim. Kim, along the near side, finds the safety valve in Lefevre. Lefevre back over to the far side. 2 seconds, 1. And now it's back to even strength. O'Brien streaking onto the field now, out of the box. As Lefevre looks to get inside. Got to the 8-meter fan. Got checked right into the stick of Nolan. And then the run. Good job by the goalie and Megan Ginty getting out. And gets the possession for the Spartans. 8:15 left to go here in this fourth quarter. So now again, 0 ride from the Firebirds. They have that player come through the middle wide open, but then her pass to the far side is off the mark, and the Firebirds take it right back. Firebirds can get set up on the offensive end again. I like, too, Katie Burney kind of positioning herself towards the crease in case there was that quick fast break opportunity and something broke down. Now Kim holding onto the ball here. Draws the player out. Dodges past her. Kim now to the 12-meter fan. Gives it to Lefevre. Now inside. Shot and goal! Rosie Nolan to make it 12-2. And the goal is good, it looks like. Well, actually, did they call her in the crease? I didn't see if that's what the official called, so we get a stoppage here. I wonder if they'll put a little bit of time back on the clock. Or are they saying the stick was illegal? If it didn't come out of the stick, might be the call there. That it seems to be the case because Nolan is in the box. So I think that should be a yellow card. 2 minutes goes onto the clock. So it is a releasable penalty. Just has to fix that lacrosse stick. Unfortunate that that happened. Probably an easy fix is my guess. Always unfortunate when something like that happens. Think you're going to have a 10-goal lead instead. We're going to restart everything here. Surprised it's not a free clear. That's the only thing that I'm a little bit shocked by. But now, on the ride, ball comes free. And do they call over and back? Or no, they're just calling... Are they calling a green card here? They are. Calling that one on Katie Burney. So she will go into the box. As now you'll be 2 players down for the Firebirds. Just have to be careful again. Don't want to be offsides now. Because you're down 2 players. Is there a pass? Oh, good stick to save that from Nicolina Smith. As now the defense collapses and doesn't allow her to get inside. As she was trying to dodge through. Good defense, keeping this player to the outside for the low shot that won't get through from Julie Sass. And now, quick pass in towards the middle to a wide open Kelsey O'Brien. O'Brien running down the middle of the field. It's a 2-on-2. Lost the ball. She was getting to the top of the 12-meter fan, and then she gets checked. Hope she's okay. That one looked like she got a hit right in the face below the eye protection. So she should get an opportunity here. I'm going to say she was just outside the fan, so she won't get anything that. But this is 2 minutes on the board, so it is a yellow card. So you're still down a player for 20 seconds. It'll be even strength from there. And 6:26 on the clock. Just sorting everything out, making sure that there's not too many players on the offensive end, too, for the Firebirds. So now, O'Brien passes that one over to the near side to Hannah Kim. Kim down in the near corner, draws a player to her. Runs away from her, pass over to the far side, over to Claridge. Claridge back up top to Lefevre, just playing a little bit of keep away here, waiting for their penalty to be over. As now out of the box comes Burney, as now they have the even strength opportunity here. O'Brien looking for that pass in towards the middle. Good defensive play by Middleton, doesn't allow that ball through. A couple players end up falling to the turf. O'Brien getting up and now trying to get possession of the ball. And then I think they're going to call her maybe a little too aggressive with her stick as she tried to get that. So now it will be Spartans' ball. 14 seconds before the Firebirds are the ones with the player up opportunity. As running down the near sideline, I think that is Allie Pope. Hope now will roll away from some pressure, has a player right on her in Kim. Kim trying to just direct her to the sideline, trying to not be too aggressive with it, but making sure that she's keeping that pressure on the ball carrier. Finally able to get that one away over to Eva Tot. Tot back up top over to Ava Courtney. Courtney trying to dodge inside, and that one will be a save for Suchi, as she will now quickly make that pass over to the far side. And that pass, I don't know if that was off because it was off from Delva Lavera, or if that was just not able to get control of the pass. But 10 seconds left before we're back to even strength for both teams, as the Spartans look to kill that one off. Good lift of the stick there by Gehring. Popped the ball free for a moment, but the Spartans are able to find a open player on the near side. Now we'll get it over to Nicolina Smith. Smith pulling that one away, has Hannah Kim applying great defensive pressure on her as she gets close to that sideline. Finds her outlet. Now Kim on the double team just missed the stick check. And now this one will be a pass in towards the middle. A little bit surprised by where that player was running. I think that was Ruby Peck. It was tough to see for Aurora, and then a little bit too much contact, it looks like, behind the net with 3:49 left to go. We got a player down. We'll see. I think we're having somebody go into the box. Might be a yellow card here as well. Looks to be the case. Yep, yellow card. And that will be on Denise Gehring. Gehring has played a pretty good game today, the freshman from Heartland, Wisconsin, Arrowhead High School. So she goes in the box for 2 minutes, which will leave us with 1:49 on the clock after it's over. So the Spartans bring this one around on the outside. Get it up to Wilson. Pass back over to the far side. So we'll see how they try to attack here. They've worked it around once. See if they start to look for an opportunity. Pass to the near side, a little bit off the mark. But they still work this one around. See where they decide to dodge from. Looks like they might go up top with Wilson. For that cutter, good defense, collapse on it, now ground ball, gets right into the stick of a player, looks to run down the near side. Past one, now past another, goes Ruff. Ruff got tripped up there. I think that should stay with possession here for the Firebirds. See if that one ends up being a green card too. Might be. Yep, green card here. So even strength here for, and I think they went too quick on the reset here. This is the one thing with the green cards, is they sometimes take a little bit too long to get that restart going. The players want to go. So 57 seconds, they'll have 3 seconds. Of player up time. So you just treat it as even strength for the entirety of this. And honestly, if you're the Firebirds, you don't have to do anything. You're up by 9. Just look for a good possession. Lefevre dodging in. Now gives it back over to Ross. Ross looking for that player in the middle. Not there. We'll give it off to Lefevre. Lefevre a little bit off on the pass. Picks it right back up. She gets pushed from behind. Loses the ball there. See if there's a call if they don't get possession. As the ball was in the stick for a moment of Higgins. Higgins and Lefevre in there to try and get possession of that ball. 2 minutes left on the clock. 9 seconds left before the player comes out of the box for the Firebirds, as they do have the ball right now for the Spartans. As this one gets over to Bell. Running down the sideline, and we've got one player out of the box. And now the other player out of the box. We're back to full even strength here for both sides. Pass in towards the middle. They will call it here. I think we're going to get a prime opportunity for the free position, as I think that was Gehring who gets called for that. So she will get 2 minutes here, only a minute 29 left in the game. I believe that is Amelia Bell who's going to get the opportunity here. So Bell takes the shot, that one wide of the net. And closest to it were the Firebirds, I believe. Oh no, they say it was I thought it was the Firebirds. Nope, they say it's a possession for the Spartans. So they were closest, so they keep the player up opportunity. Working this one down to X are the Spartans. As you hear the call there, minute left. Sending this pass over to Wilson. Wilson right now looking, passing it over to the far side. In towards the middle, try to get it for Smith. Never got a shot off, but they do pull out. See if it's a card or what is it. But it will be a free, well, it looks like it's just a free position opportunity with 42 seconds left. So here we go. Nicolina Smith on the restart. Goes in, shot right into the stick. Save made by Suchi Delva Livera as she makes the pass to the near side over to Kuyeva. Kuyeva away from pressure. Goes back to Suchi. Suchi. 24 seconds left. Honestly here, just get onto your offensive side. You can kill off the rest of this game for the Firebirds and get themselves the win. As pass, wide open player in Kathy Burney. Burney moving in, taking this one down and behind the net. Surveys, holds, passes over to the far side. Nope, holds on to it here, and that will do it. A win for the Firebirds, 11-2 over the Spartans. A great win for the Firebirds in this one. From the second quarter on, this game was all Firebirds. Didn't allow a single goal past those first two in the first quarter that were scored by Ava Courtney. So a great defensive game for the Firebirds here, especially on the ride. Give you some of those stats here in just a moment for what they did in this one. As we can look at the overall team spats here, but 11 goals to 2. They had 7 assists on those 11 goals, so a lot of those goals assisted. They outshot the Spartans 35-7, 22 of those on goal, as opposed to only 2 shots on goal for the Spartans. Free position shots were about the same. The ground balls heavily in favor of the Firebirds, 37-15. 16 saves for the goalie for the Spartans in Ginty. She had a really good game, did Megan Ginty, but did not matter as her team was just not able to have it on the offensive end. The big thing too here, one of the biggest stats of the game, the clears. Only 1 failed clear for the Firebirds. On the other end, almost half of their clears were failed, 22 of 40. For the Spartans here. Draws were about even, and then turnovers total in the game, 44 for the Spartans. Only 26 for the Firebirds, and 36 caused turnovers for the Firebirds. Again, going to their dominance on the ride. The leading scorer, Ava Courtney for the Spartans. Augie Claridge led all scorers with 6 points, 4 goals, and 2 assists. 2 goals for Shannon Heitschmidt, 2 goals for Rosie Nolan, 2 goals for Kaylee Higgins, and 1 for Kelsey O'Brien for the Firebirds. And then you had 2 assists for Augie Claridge, 2 for Piper Lefevre, 2 for Kelsey O'Brien, and 1 for Reggie Ross. Those are your scores in this game. But overall, a great effort from the Firebirds. As you can see, the next up-and-coming events for the CCIW, the 14th, a busy day here with water polo, men's volleyball versus Dominican, and then men's lacrosse, they will take on Concordia. So big games there for all 3 of those. And saw the rest that we have going on here. A lot during this springtime, as Aurora will play Pacific next. And for Carthage, they'll play Whitman College on the 12th at 8 p.m. The next broadcast versus Marion will be on Wednesday, March 18th. That should be a good one as well. We thank our executive producer, Mike Love, our producer, John Vojnovich, as well as our director, Owen, who is on that, and graphics, and Logan on camera today. So we thank our crew for all of the work today, as this has been a presentation of the Firebird Broadcast Productions and Carthage College Network. That's going to do it for us here from Art Keller Field. We will see you next time. Again, it's a win for the Firebirds.